I'm sure a lot of us tuned into SmackDown hoping to see Drew McIntyre respond to what CM Punk and Roman Reigns had to say about him in their promo on each other on Raw. He did catch a lot of strays. I was one of those. So welcome to Silo Voice Wrestling on YouTube and the Silo Voice Wrestling podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Jason C. McLean, and these are my assorted thoughts on the February 6, 2026 WWE Smackdown from Charlotte, North Carolina. And surprisingly, Charlotte Flair was not on the show. It's the Queen City. I think that's the Queen City. That's where she's from. It's Flair country. I don't know. Maybe they had a dark match after. I don't think they do dark matches after on 3-hour SmackDowns, but it's really surprising that someone who's definitely an active part of the roster was not on that card anywhere. Maybe they're trying to turn her heel and she would just get cheered. No. I don't know. Maybe I think she was on a dark match. Anyways, I'm recording this February 8th, Sunday. Yeah, we started off with Drew McIntyre coming to the ring only to be attacked by Cody Rhodes. Yes, look that up, Google it. We'll just watch the promo. But actually, when he hit that line, he went right into like Charlotte, North Carolina. What do you want? It was a really fired up promo. This is honestly, I think, probably the response to CM Punk and Roman Reigns that Drew McIntyre probably couldn't have given, because I don't know, it's a total. This is I like this like angry, edgy Cody Rhodes, still a babyface. He's obviously, it's sort of a slight rebranding of the character, and it's part of the character that's always been there, but it's a slight rebranding, and I like it. I think it was good. Nice fiery promo. Cody gets kicked out of the building. Drew comes around mid-show trying to say his comments on that promo yet again, and he gets into the ring, and he gets attacked by Jacob Fatu. I'm like, okay, maybe they just don't want him to bury the two people in what is obviously the night 2 main event, but also he has to respond to what they said. He eventually comes out, cuts a promo on the announce desk, and I think this was a good way to handle it. He didn't bury the competition, but he did say, look, this is the most important belt. This is still the number 1 belt. I think maybe tacitly admitting his match is not going to be the night 2 main event. But I like I was going like the belt of Bruno Sammartino, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, not Dusty Rhodes. He didn't say Cody. And of course, he talked about himself, saying he's still the main champion to beat, and saying the people on SmackDown should be offended at how that belt was put down. I think maybe he was offended, but and he had to say something, and I think this is the only way he could say it. Did he fully, put himself over the other 2 guys? Not really, but he did remind everybody that he has the most important belt, even if it's only defended in the night 1 main event, or not even in the main event spot. I think we might have a women's match main event night 1, which I think it might even be a women's tag match, which is what I'm really hoping for. I think that could be really good. As he's leaving, Trick Williams comes out, cuts a promo on Drew. Drew gets him right back, and it's good. Yeah, he's not going to get into physicality with Trick. Drew isn't, and Trick isn't with Drew. And Trick, even though he's got that, attitude, like he's better than everyone, he didn't say he was better than the champion. So, but he said, you got to watch out for me. But he didn't belittle the champion. I think Trick, the character, is showing the right amount of respect, and Drew, I guess, the right amount of restraint for the character. So yeah, Drew's through line in the show, I think, was really solid. I think he did all he could do, but I think Cody Rhodes really cut the counter promo, or the best counter promo to the promo on Monday, without even putting those guys down. But he could do that because he wasn't the champion and he wasn't even mentioned in it. Of course, Trick was out there to watch the qualifying match for Elimination Chamber. Now, honestly, this match, it was good. It was fun to watch. I'm sure for the live crowd, it was great. It had the nice RKO out of nowhere. Not really out of nowhere, but kind of like surprise RKO ending. But honestly, watching this one, seeing who was in it, seeing, okay, Randy Orton, Aleister Black with Zelina, and Solo Sikoa, and they made a big point of saying Solo wasn't there with his MFTs. I guess maybe the Wyatts took care of them or something like that. Even before that, it was crystal clear who was going to win. Obviously, it was Randy Orton going to Elimination Chamber. And I wasn't upset with this arrangement because Sami Zayn wasn't in the match. And if it was Randy and Sami, I'd be like, oh, great, Sami's not going to qualify for the chamber. Like, it's going to be Randy. But no, Sami wasn't in it. I was like, I'm perfectly happy with Randy Orton winning. I perfectly expected Randy Orton to win. It was a good match. But of course, the predictable outcome, Randy Orton wins. Speaking of Sami, though, when I first saw that next week he's in a qualifying match against Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu, I'm like, oh, great. He's obviously not. But then I realized, wait a second, no. This is probably the best qualifying match for Sami Zayn to be in. Specifically because I think there's a good chance Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu are either going to eliminate each other and Sami will take the win, or Drew will screw one or both of them over. Sami will take the win. I'm starting to go with the theory that maybe Drew might actually not make it to Mania as the champion. In fact, on Elimination Chamber, there might be like a triple threat match. Cody said you're not making it to Mania, and I think that might be the case. Or maybe that triple threat will be a schmoz and Sami will win the Elimination Chamber and we got the Fatal 4-Way. I don't know. I mean, I think Randy Orton's probably the favorite to win the Chamber, but we'll see. At least, I mean, yes, a better situation would have been Sami Zayn against two clear mid-carders in another match, but against Cody and Jacob, both of them, because there's no way both of them are going to be in the chamber if one of them wins this match. So I think it's pretty clear that this is the second best spot for Sami to be in, because I think Sami's going to end up advancing, and the two of them are probably going to be on the chamber fighting Drew. The women's elimination chamber match was also kind of predictable when I saw who was in it, but I had hope. I mean, yeah, Tiffany Stratton in the elimination chamber makes perfect sense, but I don't think she's going to win it, because I don't think she's going to be fighting Jade for the championship at Mania. She was champion for more than a year. I think she's going to be involved in some other feud, but her going to chamber makes sense. Lash Legend not advancing also makes sense, because I mean, she'd be great in the chamber, but I'm pretty sure Lash Legend and Nia Jax are going to be involved in some women's tag team thing at Mania. That's the biggest like part of the women's division right now is the tag team scene. So that's fine, but come on. Charlotte and me wanted Chelsea Green to sneak out a victory. You could have kept everyone strong. She didn't have to pin. Tiffany could have pinned Lash or something just by, or you know, like just a cheap way out of fire interference. Come on, I think we all wanted Chelsea to be in the elimination chamber. Not that she would win, just like come on, that would have been to see her in a main event or one of the big matches on a PLE, a major PLE. Even if she doesn't win it, that would just be fantastic. But I guess they weren't ready to pull the plug on Chelsea, but note that I think they have to kind of make Chelsea a babyface, keep the character the same, make her a babyface, because she was getting cheered. And Tiffany, when she won, crowds love Tiffany, but she got only a lukewarm cheer because I think everyone there wanted Chelsea to win. Speaking of the women's tag team scene, we got a tag team championship match. It was actually my favorite match of the night. It was a really good match. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, defending against Julia and Kiana James. And I mean, Julia was the one who, okay, we kind of knew they weren't going to win, but Julia was really great in the match. Like she's showing more personality, more character. And she's also the one who took the pin. Kiana James, though, again, I guess after Royal Rumble, maybe they saw what she did in the Royal Rumble and they're like, okay, let's give her more stock. She didn't take the pin and she was really entertaining in this match. And I mean, think about it. Like they're both, okay, Julia is the U.S. champion, but Kiana James, they're working with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, the most popular wrestler, possibly female wrestler, but definitely, or maybe wrestler overall in the world, and probably the best wrestler in the world, or at least the best female wrestler in the world, Io Sky. Like two incredibly over talents. And they put up a good fight. They were mocking Io. They cut off Io at first. There was the hot tag with Rhea. And yeah, it was a really fun to watch match. And I was wondering why these two won the qualifying match that I saw. But I guess live in Montreal, it was a fun match too. But I guess it makes sense because we got this match out of it. I mean, we knew they weren't going to win, but this was a really good showing for both of them. And of course, a really fun way to get Io Sky and Rhea Ripley on SmackDown. And they're going to be defending the titles next week against Lash and Nia. That one, you think Lash and Nia might have more of a chance. I still predict Rhea and Io, but we'll come to that when we get to it next week. Staying with women's tag team matches, we had the impromptu match, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Jade Cargill, who is the WWE Women's Champion, who won it in November 1st, and her first defense is going to be next week against her partner this night, Jordynne Grace. Now, this was just a makeshift match. I don't think it's going to change the selection anymore. I'm still pretty much convinced that Liv is going to pick Stephanie Vaquer. But, maybe, I don't know, Raquel gets into Elimination Chamber and picks Jade Cargill. I could see that happening. I don't think it's going to happen. But Liv versus Jade, I mean, it was a fun little bit. It was getting them out on SmackDown, getting a match out of nowhere. The team that had the least likelihood of winning, Jade and Jordynne, actually won, considering they're the team. They actually actively are feuding with each other, low key, whereas the other two have been tag team champions together, have worked together as a tag team for years, Liv and Raquel. So I guess they kind of, Jordynne snuck out the victory, but I guess it was just a good excuse to have another match on the show. It's a 3-hour show. It's a fun match to watch, but it doesn't change my view of who Liv is going to pick at all. I guess we know that Obafemi's not exclusively signed to Raw yet. He destroyed the War Raiders on Raw, and here he destroyed Kit Wilson. I wish he said later on social media that I'm not toxic, I'm an Oba feminist. I wish he had said on the mic after squashing Kit. Kit's really over with the crowd, even had them chanting toxic. I hope they keep pushing this. It's the gimmick that I never thought would get over, but it's getting over, maybe because the difference the theme makes. Let's see more of Kit and Obafemi. I think, keep him squashing people on Raw and on SmackDown. Then maybe his first loss is not even taking a pin in an Elimination Chamber qualifier. We'll see where we go with that. Mentioned Solo Sikoa earlier. Tama Tonga did beat Shinsuke Nakamura with a bit of interference. Decent match. Another match, which is usually sometimes the highlight of my show, is the U.S. Open Challenge. This was not an open challenge. This was not for the title. This was Carmelo defending against Miz. I liked it. I liked how Melo ended up, sort of like avoiding the skull-crushing finale and hitting the first 48. And yeah, it was good. It was fun to watch, though. I hope the U.S. Open Challenge comes back. And these were my assorted thoughts on the February 6, 2026 WWE Smackdown from Charlotte, North Carolina. If you were there, let me know if Charlotte Flair was there, maybe in a dark match. And just if you watched it, let me know. Do you agree with my assorted thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Follow at Silo Voice Wrestling on Facebook and Instagram, at Silo Wrestling on X, and me at Jason C. McLean on X and Instagram. Also, jasoncmclean.bsky.social on Bluesky. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications to get all my wrestling hot takes, cold takes, simmering takes, wrestling opinion pieces, WWE Premium Live Event prediction and review videos, and assorted thoughts on Raw and SmackDown. I'll be back with my assorted thoughts on Raw. Until then, for Silo Voice Studios in Montreal, I'm Jason C. McLean.